It's a symbol that is very familiar to World War II enthusiasts, found painted on the vehicles of all the Allied nations in the latter campaigns of the conflict. It's just there, and few people have probably ever thought about why it was there and why a star. The star, unsurprisingly, has an American origin, the star being a symbol much associated with the United States imagery. The first American use of the star to mark vehicles was in the interwar period, when a white star with a red circular center painted on a blue circular background was used. Another version was a white star with a blue inner circle set within a red circle. Once the US entered the war following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December 1941, an immediate problem was perceived. If the object of painting symbols on vehicles was to aid identification between friend and foe, using any symbol that was similar to your enemy's was a definite no-no. So the first adaptation of the star insignia was the elimination of the red roundel in the star's center, which, from a distance, was the same as the Japanese Hinamaru red circle used to mark Japanese aircraft and some vehicles. But the star itself was still problematic, this time in the North African campaign, which US forces entered following Operation Torch in 1942. From a distance, depending on light, smoke, etc., the white star could resemble the German Balkenkreuz painted on enemy vehicles. From August 1942, US regulations tried to address this problem by creating variations of the symbol, including a white star on a blue background, or sometimes a white star against a red circle. The next attempt to ensure that no US vehicle, particularly tanks, could be mistaken for German, was the star painted in white or yellow with a 4-inch wide band of yellow or white running around the turret. For Operation Husky, the 1943 Allied invasion of Sicily, the use of stars was reviewed and changed again. The white star was retained, but the thick yellow band was replaced by a yellow circle around the star, a style of vehicle marking that was also used in the Italian campaign, the circle often appearing later in white. At this point the British were still following what they did in the desert, which was to paint RAF-style red, white and blue roundels on the top of the roofs of vehicles to aid identification by Allied aircraft. Operation Overlord, the Allied invasion of Normandy in June 1944, saw yet another version of the symbol rolled out. The basic design was kept, but the yellow circle was changed to white. Due to how individual units stenciled these symbols onto their vehicles, a type called a lazy circle appeared that contained gaps. A white star without any circle was also very commonly used. From 1944, the British adopted the white star fully. All the Allied nations, Canadian, British, American, Polish and French, all used the white star from then on, aiding identification immeasurably. And these symbols lingered on long after World War II. In fact, the United States continued to use the World War II white star on vehicles through the Korean and Vietnam Wars, right up until review in the early to mid-1970s, eventually phasing the stars out in the 1980s. So, now you can look at pictures of US vehicles in World War II, or those still preserved in museums, and judging by what type of star they carry, you can work out which campaign they served in. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and share, and also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon, details in the description box below.